What's up, guys? I got another Kendra G reaction video for you. So let's get started.
Hey, Kendra.
Hey, girl, what you doing? Am I bothering you?
No, I'm over here studying and listening. Lucky was entertaining. He was
He
fun.
was. I think Lucky's the type of guy that some women wouldn't give a chance. But I think if they went out with him, they would be pleasantly surprised.
You cannot help but to laugh with him. I agree.
Yeah. I don't want to be lucky to be with you, Lucky.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty on the chivalry train. So, if you want your door opened all the time, if you want me to make you dinner and breakfast in bed, if you want me to treat you as a queen, I mean that's really it. So, if you want to, it's like traditional values with a modern concept.
You want to say?
Uh, mm. All I can say is good luck. I mean, old school values, right? With, I guess, the cooking for a girl is nice and all, I guess. But I don't know if that's gonna get him a lot. I mean, okay.
One more time before you go, Lucky.
Do I want to sing?
Yeah, 20 seconds.
Oh,
Sing us out.
absolutely.
It's from hell. Because when I came on the last time, like we had a good talk. You put me on Facebook as like a highlight and whatnot. And I had like a good turnout, I would say. I mean, not everybody is somebody you're looking at, but like 800 people came to follow me. At some point, I just opened up my page, right? I talked to like 3 people, but like the one person who I will end up really having a story about, his name was like Lamar. Okay. And of all the people I could have fell for, I fell for him because he was like in my area. So it was a reason to move forward. The other 2, one was in Pennsylvania. I'm in the DMV. One was in Pennsylvania. The other one was in Chicago. They were cool, but at the end of the day, it's always like just something and you just don't really want to move forward. And then this guy had the leg up because he was in my area. Tall, good looking. He spent money on me. He was like always talking to me on the phone, text, in between moments, all of that. But like we just had these moments where every so often, like he would like ghost me. Ghost. Casper the friendly ghost. And then come back and be like, here go $500 thing. Where you at? What you doing? I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean it. And like love bomb me.
So, like, let's start from jump. Because when was you?
Personally, like, I think that's one of the issues with women nowadays, or maybe forever, is how they interact with men. I've seen a lot where women just want to, they don't ask men questions, right? They don't really dig deep. I personally believe a date is dating a man or dating a person should be kind of like a job interview. It should be. Because you gotta think, you are looking at the person's qualifications. Man or woman, what job the person did, education they've had, their past. I mean, it's pretty much 1-to-1, right? One is just you're not getting paid, or eventually getting paid for it. But this is the thing where you vet the person. You make sure that that person is right for your company. But in dating, women, they ask you questions, but such superficial questions, right? Like I said, right? What job you do, your education, or I don't know, maybe not even your education, but what job you do, and maybe a little bit about your past. But they don't really ask you questions that dig deep into the person you are, the type of person you are. What a lot of women do is that they just, and I've had it towards me too, where they say that I just want to talk to, take the time to just get the vibe, right? Any questions I may have will be eventually answered. You are wasting your time, and I think that's ridiculous. And I don't think they don't dig in deep on how a person loves. Like, what kind of man are you? Like, how do you, like, tell me about your past relationships, right? Like, how did it end, or like what do you see? I mean, like more just digging deep, see what kind of morals the man have, what kind of principles he has. A lot of times, I think a lot of, at least definitely modern women, is that, oh, let's just have fun, let's just talk, let's just chill, let's enjoy the moment, or like spend money on me, and they get the money, right? And the man's charming. He says like so many, funny things. He says so many charming things, right? Things that really make you laugh, make you smile. He spends money on you, so you ignore it because you, in that moment, you're happy, you're enjoying it, you're getting money. So they don't really dig deeper. They're just enjoying that moment, which is, I guess, is fine and all, but I don't think that's the way to lead towards a successful relationship. And that's the problem where women don't have successful long-term relationships. So they have plenty of partners, right? They have plenty of sex, but long-term relationships doesn't turn out like that.
Here.
April.
April, okay.
For sure, April, yes.
April. And when did you meet the guy?
Had it been like, he was one of the first people in my DMs. He was
Okay,
like...
so you met him soon, so back in April. So how often did y'all date, and then when he would go missing?
We would go on like 2 or 3 dates, and then he would go missing.
For how many days?
Girl, he would like block me, and that's how I knew he went ghost. And then he would like stalk me in between the time, look at my page, like unblock me to look at my page. I would see it like in my stories or whatever, but I couldn't see his page or whatever it might be. Like,
so he probably had a girlfriend.
That's what everybody thinks, but I really kind of still don't think that. I don't.
Well, why else would he block you and then come back?
Kendra, me and my friends do not know. We done talked about
Girl,
all of it.
You know.
No, I don't know. I have no clue. Like, we was out. He done posted me on his Instagram. We done been out in public, holding hands, spending money. I done seen him at his place. No girlfriend.
Okay, wait. So go back. So he posted you on IG.
Well, on his story, correct.
Oh. Yes. Tell the whole story. He posted you. Okay, so when he posted you on his IG story, were y'all booed up?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So he might have been mad at his girl that time. And then when he wasn't mad at his girl, he blocked you so you wouldn't see his girl.
I mean, if we want to go with that story, we can go with that one.
What do you think happened? You think aliens kidnapped him during them times he was blocking you?
I definitely don't think that. I think that this is what he does, and it's funny to him. And I think it makes
funny to him because why'd you let him come back?
Well, I was enticed by the money, and I really do enjoy the time.
See, that's the thing, right? That is one thing that players, bad boys have. Although, yeah, they charm you, but they also lavish you, right? They spoil you to get you hooked, to get you into them. So, although, yeah, I mean, they don't like, they're not like going crazy on you, but they will try their best to spoil you so you can be hooked. And not just hooked by money, right? Hooked by their charm, hooked by, their presence, laughing, having fun with them. So these are the tactics where you only get the surface level connection with them. And this is the thing with women, right? That why do you think many relationships fail? Because you only care about surface level shit, right? How the man looks and how he initially treats you, right? Initially treats you like they're in the first thing, right? 3 dates, he's spending money on you. So of course, and he's probably spending a lot of money on you on 3 dates. So you're thinking, okay, wow, look at this. This man is spending a lot of money on me. I'm having fun. But then what? You just see his character. You don't see his morals, Maybe I don't know. Maybe Kendra is right that he is, he has a girlfriend or whatever, But I think it's shady stuff. But she likes that type of man. Here's a woman that is kind of into toxicity, right? A man that blocks you, then like, I don't know, looks at your looks at your social media, then unblocks you to talk to you again. I mean, what? That's ridiculous.
That we have, it's like when we talked on the phone, he was like a best friend. We could talk about anything. We had
So
the
what's
best
the problem?
conversation. Huh?
So what's the problem? You accepted his behavior, so what's the problem?
It's no problem. It's just an update.
And you said it was an update from hell. I'm thinking
It is an update from hell because when you meet somebody, okay, so I'm somebody who doesn't like people all the time, right? Like I
girl,
just don't.
you admitted to yourself you was enticed by the money. So this ain't hold on.
That might get back in the door.
I love this story.
Entertaining it, but at
Listen,
the same
hold
time,
on, real quick.
I enjoy everything else too.
Wait, say it. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. I want you to speak so I can speak. Go ahead, say it.
Along with me, yes, very much so. The money for sure. It's like, okay, yeah, he coming in. At least he come, because I could say he dated me way better than other guys when we were on, right? When we were on, he dated me way better than other guys. It felt like, but he had this mishap, these ways, this ghosting mentality and whatnot. But when we were on, like all the talking, the vibing that we did, the different conversations, it got like super deep. But in the end of the day, like all of it was false. Like this man would literally like say to me, I want to be your rock. He would try to bring up my dad dying recently in December. He would be like, you know, I just feel like you've been through so much. I want to be your rock. Like it got all the way to the point where he literally asked me to be his girlfriend. But the next day, you know what happened, right?
How often did he block you and come back?
At least 3 times.
So what was your final straw?
I mean, after the second time, I just wasn't even phased anymore. I just was dealing with it because, again, he would come back and give me like, it would be like $800 in one sitting. And I mean, who's going to say no to that? You know what I mean?
A lot of people will say no to that.
No, I'm going to take the money. I like going out to go eat food. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it.
Shows what kind of person she is, right? Show what kind of character and morals she has. This is the thing with women will take money from men that they're not serious with, or because you don't understand the issue, the situation you're putting yourself in, because a lot of times men will think that if you're taking money from me, you're mine, right? I got you. So this man's probably like, okay, now she just took $800 from me. We're good again, right? We're good. So now we're dating again, right? So my integration, my blocking her is okay. It's forgetting, water on the bridge shit. This is the thing, right? Women don't understand that. If you do that, so in a man's mind, he's like, okay, we're good now. We should be good. There should be no problems because you took my money. So we should be good. It's like paying you off for that shit.
You know, so you already.
Huh?
He already knows. I think this is what I think you're not accepting. I'm not excusing his behavior, but you proved to him that the money is most important to you because you tolerated his behavior because of the money. So to him, it's like men on the other side, you know, there's always ways people look at it. So when a man knows he's giving you money and money's going to get you back, he puts you in that type of category. You're not really about him. You about the money. Because if you was really about him or wanted something deeper, hold on. If you wanted something deeper, you would have been turned off from the jump. The first time he would have did it, you wouldn't have came back. It wouldn't have been enough money to please you. And it's cool. I'm not judging you, but you just got to honor the role you played in it. Like you making him the bad guy. I don't know if he's the bad guy. You tolerated the behavior. He ain't a bad guy. He gave you $800.
He's the bad guy in this scenario. I promise you. He's the bad guy in this scenario.
He's not. That's the story all you women want to tell, but he did it 3 times, and you taught him.
I accept what I did.
You taught him his behavior because you accepted the behavior, and you said you was enticed by the money. So therefore, he know you a money girl. So he gave you $500, $800, enticed you. In his mind, he was a good guy because he gave you some time.
He sure was in his mind. But I totally accept my responsibility in it. I feel like...
No, she doesn't. She's making excuses, right? how can you blame, right, a man for how he is when you allow it? You allow it. So really, it's like a woman that says, I don't like cheaters, but dates a man that cheats constantly. I don't blame him. I would not blame the man because you allow it. So really, you are fine with dating a cheater. So even though I wouldn't think that he's a good person, right, personally, but I would say that, okay, there's no problem. There's no problem in that situation. He's not the bad guy because you are fine with it, right? He's not doing anything bad to you because you're fine with it. You are fine with how he's treating you. Because if you weren't, right, you would end it. Because you gotta think, what if it's another man that's in that position? Let's take any random man that cheats on you. You would leave him in a dime, right? You would leave him right away. So, that means that, okay, other men, you would definitely leave if they cheat on you. But this man, he cheated on you and you still with him. So, really, technically, it's you who's letting that happen. Because you are letting certain men do what they want. So, this is the thing where women don't understand. You allow these toxicity to happen, right? You allow these men to think that, okay, it's fine for me to do this because she's fine with it. She's okay with it. She likes me. She wants me. So she's obviously fine with it. Here's a woman that has no standards, at least not for me, right? This is the thing when women don't understand that.
You know, in the end of the day, I still had a good time in the sense of the dates and all of this stuff, but it still is an experience from hell because when you end up liking somebody and whatnot, and it's just like, damn, like,
why did you like a man that would
still
go to
about the games
Listen,
and whatnot?
you gotta ask yourself this question. You need to self-reflect. Why did I like a man that ghosted me? Why did I like a man that would tell me the things that you brought up something deep as your father and would not show up and prove it? It's not about him. He's gonna be him. Like attracts like. So it's about you trying to figure out why did you like that. And you got to get to that.
It's not that I like the fact, even before the first time he ever even ghosted me, right? I still did like him, period. You know, I did. So in the end, I did like him and who he was presenting himself to be, whatever that representative of him was. And in the end of the day, I still take my accountability for moving forward in ways after the ghosting, because I'm like, well, hell, you know, if he gonna give me money and take me out on dates and blah blah blah, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm just enjoying my life and good time, whatever, anyway.
So at that moment he's no longer a bad guy, and you shouldn't tell the story that way, because you just said right there you chose to accept the behavior and enjoy the behavior. So he's not a bad guy. You just said to us that why not have a good time, accept the money, and be with him. That is your way of saying I'm gonna enjoy him for what he is.
Mm-hmm. It is the truth. Yeah, I did enjoy him for what he was. When I say he's a bad guy, he's not like a horrible person. I'm not necessarily saying that. But
this is the thing, right? The issue with modern day women, right? She wasted her time, wasted her energy on this man that has no future with her. She's fine with like playing with this man, you know, spending time with this man, spending this man's money. But it's going nowhere. So this is the thing, right? This is why women turn 40, turn 50, and still single. Because they waste their time. This is why, right? Kevin Samuels always said, after the third date, this man should be your boyfriend already. This man should be pretty much your future. Because you should have already been sure that this man deserves your present, deserves your time, right? And deserves your investment. I always said this, for women, time should be the most precious thing to you. Because as humans, we have very little. And as women, they have even less, in the sense that if you want to create a family, with someone that you love and want to be with for the rest of your life, you have even less time. So you have to be very serious with your time. So you wasting multiple dozens of dates on this man is ridiculous. When, well, maybe she was dating so many other men, but that in itself is terrible too. But you're still wasting time on men that you have no future with, when that time should go into searching for the man that deserves your investment.
And also, still in the scenario, like,
Y'all
it's not
had
like
sex?
qualities that he displayed.
Y'all had sex?
Yeah, we had sex.
So what do you want, Jasmine? What's your goal?
Well, I came just to tell you an update, my love. That's it.
I'm asking you outside of that now. What's your goal in a relationship? Like, do you want something committed?
Of course, yeah. Because I'm 31. At some point in time, I'm gonna want to be a wife. I'm gonna want to be a mom. You know, all of that. But as life goes on, right now, I'm just
31. At some point in time, this is the thing that women. You're in your 30s. What's at some point in time? 35? I think it's ridiculous that women think that as they age, the quality of men gets better for them. Right? I mean, as you age, the quantity of men gets less, and the quality of men gets less, because that amount of men that want to be with you long term gets less and less. I'm not saying that it's like, let's say there's 1,000. I'm not saying that it turns to 10. No, but it definitely decreases. It doesn't increase for long term. Men will have sex with like women that like in their 40s and 50s, even later, right? That don't matter. But this is the thing. When she said she wants marriage, you think you deserve marriage later on, when your personality now is that immature in your 30s. She's very immature. So I don't see it getting better, right? She's already in her 30s, and this is her state of mind.
Dating, focusing on my school, you know, my first professional once in life. That's really where I'm at with it. You know, as I'm not so pressed anymore, like, oh, I want to be married tomorrow, blah. No, it doesn't even, it will come. Whatever God's path for me is, it will come. It will.
Another woman that says, that pretty much saying God would drop a man on your lap, in your laps, right? A woman that don't think she needs to put in the same amount of effort, right? She says her school, her professional life, same amount of effort she put in all those other crap, putting into a relationship, finding a man. This is the problem with modern day women, right? They think that they don't need to put in effort into finding a man. God will just drop him down in my lap. God will just plop him right in front of me while I'm walking this path. It's ridiculous.
Get figured out, you know, and I will be intentional as it goes. And yeah, I'm learning as I go as well, but like nobody appreciates being played with. When women come on your show and ask for consistency and ask for somebody who doesn't lie, it's still
Jasmine, I don't think it's fair to say he played you though.
I think so. It's fair to say that he played with me and he played with my emotions and all of that.
You played with you and you played with your emotions because you kept accepting his behavior because of the money.
I can agree with that. But I also would say that he definitely still, what's the point of lying? If you lying,
because he probably wants to have sex with you. You're an attractive girl. He's gonna lie.
I don't think that's all he necessarily wanted. But we can say that.
Say again?
I said I don't think that that's like all he necessarily wanted, but we can say that.
Let me say this. He probably liked you, right? He probably liked you. Obviously, he's giving you money. You're an attractive girl. He probably also had the good time that you were having in those moments too. The difference is, I don't know. It seems like you wanted more of a committed long term, whereas he was okay with the moments he shared with you. And then when he didn't want to be with you, he would just block you and come back to you when he felt like it.
And my thing is, a lot of women out here would be okay with something that they enjoy and could go out with, have fun with, have sex with, and then meanwhile is still trying to figure out what that person is who really could play that position. But it's just like, in the end, you're still lying and playing with me if you can't just say that. Why can't
Let me ask you a question.
You want to fuck and have fun?
Why would a man say that? You're not, I mean, well, listen, how about this? Whether he said it with his words, he said it with his actions. And at the bottom line, you're the one that says he went ghost and he would come back. Now, if he didn't come back with money, would you have tolerated him?
Of course not. For sure not.
End of story.
For sure
End
not.
of story. So
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
You want to acknowledge
No, she is.
not, the money.
She's trying. See, the thing is that she's trying to shift the blame, take less accountability. She should take 100% accountability, because all you could do is take accountability for yourself. You can't expect someone else to take accountability, but you could only have accountability for your own actions, right? She allowed this man to do what he did, so there's nothing wrong about him, because he would do what he'd do. You allow it into your circle, into your life. That's where the issue is, right? You allowed him to do what he did to you. Whether you didn't like it or not, that's not his problem anymore, because you allowed it. This is the part where people say taking accountability, right? You allow what happens to you in your life, right, by your own actions. So for her to accept this man who first time played with her emotions, right, blocking her, she allowed him to come back in and do it over 2 more times, right? She allowed it. So after the first time, right, he's no more to blame, because you allowed it. You set the precedent for how that relationship will go. Just like a woman that, dates a man a few months, he cheats on her, and then she said, fine, I'm going to ignore it, because you just gave me $800, right? I'm going to ignore that you just cheated on me. Okay. A couple months later, he just cheated on you again. I'm going to ignore it because you just gave me $500. So, third time, the same thing. So on and so on. As the relationship goes, he keeps on cheating on you. And you accept his money, you accept him back. You still have sex with him, still whatever. And then after 10 years of this crap, you say, oh, this man was terrible. He cheated on me so many times. Girl, you allowed that. Okay? So he's at fault of that? He allowed something that he did something that you allowed him to do. So why would there be any fault on himself? He didn't do nothing wrong, since you didn't put what is it? You didn't make it a punishment. You didn't put boundaries or whatever, right? You didn't make it a hard line not to cross, right? There was no line. You allowed him to do what he did. So really, he had no fault in that. That's the issue with a lot of women nowadays. You allow the men to treat you how you do, right? To treat you how they treat you. So at the end of the day, how can you blame a man for only doing something that you allow him to do?
is what attracted you, and the money is what kept you as long as it did. If he didn't have the money, he wouldn't be able to got that far. And a lot of men notice, and this is why men with money know that y'all out here screaming, I want a real man, I want security, I want a husband, I want you to be there, I want you. Child, you want the money.
No, but we do want that, period. Because when I ask for
well, if you want
man,
that should be your focus.
When I want a man, I'm not asking for a man to always like drown me in money and do that. That's not even my relationship with all the men that I meet and move forward with necessarily. So I want
they're all gone. So really, that doesn't prove nothing.
The good, better, best qualities out of a man. I don't want you to just give me money and treat me like shit and try to fuck me and duck me. That's not what I aspire to have.
Then stop tolerating that then.
Stop
tolerating it. That's on you.
But that's
you
just the toleration with him.
Hold on, pause. We're only going off of what you told us. And you told us he would ghost you, come back, give you $800. Who's gonna turn out $800? You also said if money wasn't involved, it wouldn't went that long. So a man can only treat you the way you allow him to treat you. So if you want a man to give you money and dump you, stop tolerating it.
I agree with what you're saying, but within the situation and scenario of it all, I definitely said what it was and what I expected and what was not cool.
Actions speak louder than words, honey.
About all of that.
Actions speak louder than words. Your words don't matter if your actions don't align. So you can say something, but if you taught me that I could ghost you, come back and give you money and spend some time with you and ghost you again, your words mean nothing. Your actions mean everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is why a lot of men say, don't listen to what a woman say. See their actions, right? See how they act. What women say, they're emotional. They think one thing then, they feel something then, they feel something different later on. Women, they're all over the place with how they feel, right? What they're saying, their feelings. It's what their actions, right, say that's more important, right? If they get back with a cheater, well, you're like, oh, I would never get with a cheater. And yet they get with a cheater and then stay with that cheater. What they say means a whole lot. No, it doesn't. It's what their actions mean, right? That's the problem. We listen to these words that women say and we don't understand. This is why I think men's content matters, because you know what? I've learned that like a lot of things women say means shit. It doesn't mean nothing, because their actions will show you differently. So many women that say that they're faithful, they're loving, they are whatever, and yet their actions in the relationship will speak differently. They will cheat on you, they will disrespect you, they will use you, they won't even care about you, they won't love you anymore. So it's your action that matters, and men must learn that.
So I'm just saying the experience you had with him, and I'm not really defending his experience. What I'm saying is who he is doesn't matter, and all ladies need to get this. Who the guy is does not matter. It's all about what are you going to accept and how you're going to react. And if a behavior is not acceptable, then it has to not be acceptable. Can't no money change it.
I agree. That's the reason for boundaries and everything else. I agree.
Jasmine, you're a beautiful girl. I can tell you got body, pretty skin, nice smile. And you're going to always have men at you because you're pretty, you know? What's going to be for you to decipher is character. And I'm not...
Yeah. Women will definitely always get men. But I think she will always attract that same type of man. The toxic man. Men that will treat you how you deserve. That's what she deserves. Because that's what she allows. You deserve what you allow.
Saying you gotta be with a broke man. Huh?
Yes, 1,000%.
Well, let me tell you this. This is why I say this. Humbly speaking, most of the men in my world are very, very well off. And they know that women are only tolerating their behavior because of their money. And a lot of times that's why they treat women a certain way. So a man that can give you $500 or a man that can give you $800, in his mind, his story would be completely different than your story. He be like, I gave her eight. I don't just be giving girls $800. I don't just be giving girls $500. I don't just be with girls. Like, he's gonna probably say he treated you better than other girls, which would be the truth from his story. But women, y'all are the ones that have taught men that they can get away with stuff because of money.
Ridiculous. It's just another woman that's delusional, right? That don't understand it's her fault that she's, right, struggled in relationships. It's her fault, not men's. And who doesn't understand accountability. It's just another woman that don't understand accountability. And it's another woman that does not put the same amount of effort, nor does she prioritize men and family with the same degree that she does with school and work. I've said it before. Women that put so much effort and prioritize, money, work, and education, those type of women are the most likely to have struggle relationships and end up alone later in life. Because you put so much effort and time into those that you've just lost all the time you could have put into a relationship, and you don't have as much effort in you to put into relationships and family, because you've used most of it on a career education. This is the delusion of women.